Bum, 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 bum. Anyway, everybody just have fun there. I was actually, in fact, listening to the Peter Gunn theme by the Blues Brothers there before we started the show today. Welcome to the Wednesday midweek live stream show, everybody. I hope everybody's having a beautiful, wonderful day. I hope it is not too chilly where you are. It's even minus something here right now in this beautiful little bubble that usually has cherry blossoms throughout winter in British Columbia where I live. Most of Canada, minus 30 to minus 60 right now. But I hope everybody's doing well. Welcome to the show. All right. Now, let's get up to the beginning here so I can actually say hello to everyone. What's happening, KMD? Good to see you. My friend, what's happening, DK? Good to see you. Red Claws, good to see you. Welcome to the house. All right. What's happening, Greens? And 373 Steel, good to see you. What's happening to that girl? Good to see you. Welcome to the show. Good to see you. LST, UK Big Bud. All right. Am I missing anybody? Lil Stewie in the house. How high are you on gummies right now, Lil Stewie? All right. What's happening, everybody? Wake and Bake, Fred Fury, good to see you, my friend. Welcome to the show. All right. Edwin the Bird Bee in the house, minus 20 where you are. My goodness gracious me. I hope you all right and surviving. What's happening, Jose Canella? Oh, excuse me. There we are. Bit of a shorter catch up there, so I actually managed to kind of do that fairly quickly in the beginning of the show, so that's always nice. I hope everyone's doing well today. We're bringing you the show from the living room or jam space, kind of dining room area in our house. There are dogs in the background, so there may be the occasional barking, and I apologize for that. But at the end of the day, it's quite the cold day right now here compared to normal, and I don't want to go sit in the garage or outside. Oh, I got a feeling that the one dog may have stolen the other dog's treat. 2 seconds, we'll be back. Betty, did you steal your brother's cookie? No, you guys just be quiet then. You had your snacks. Be good puppies. Okay? Okay, here. Go play with your hippo! Run and be free! All right. This may be a problem, but I'll do my best to do the show without being disturbed too much by them. Like I said, though, it is a little cold in the other room right there, so we're going to do this one coming to you from the, jam space. But anyway, everybody, how's everyone doing today? Some of the fun, exciting things. Oh, wait, we've got some people to say hi to. What's happening? Jose Canela, man, what's up? What's happening, Ganjanani, your mama? Good to see you, baby. What's happening to Wayne Sundstrom? Good to see you. Eugene Dolan in the house as well. Good to see you. All right, so, I've had a busy morning so far. One of the exciting things to share with everybody is that we have, in fact, decided to be launching 3 new products all at once. So right now, we're developing all the packaging. It's going to be out soon of both the gummies, the gel tabs, as well as the beard oil. In the last show, everyone was like, no, man, I would totally buy a beard oil. I was like, really? Because I thought that would just be like a novelty thing. But we will be releasing our own CBD medicated beard oil. That's right. Already developing a few fun little commercial ideas for that one. I'll maybe be taking a stab at some of the Viking kind of marketing ploys. I got some good ideas. I'm gonna be good. But at the end of the day, that's very exciting, and I'm looking forward to that. And we're going to be getting that going very soon for all of you at home. So I'm looking forward to sharing that with all of you. What's happening, Gregory Allen Reed? What's happening, Derek Cloud? Good to see you, my friend. Hey, Derek, I mean, the fact is we're still growing in small ways right now. It's like we don't have any plans going because we're in the transitional period. We're trying to sell the house, trying to buy a new house, move out, so we can grow more plants in the new motherfucking place. And maybe even have enough land to start building a facility for the genetics brand, but we're working on that. So basically, what have I been doing? Well, I can't grow plants right now. So, I've been focusing on all the other stuff that we're trying to do for everybody. So one, like I said, gel tabs, beard oil, and gummies released all at the same time. It's going to be out fairly soon. Our big shout out to the master graphic designer of the Army. That's right. He's the official graphic designer of the movement. And that is our friend Stefan Robisson. And he's a wonderful, wonderful Welshman. I'm a quarter Welsh, so it strikes my heart true to be working with someone of my own heritage background. It's a good time. He's an honest man. He's a family man. And man, does he make sexy labels and graphics. Plus, also, I have no fucking clue how to do any of that. So if it wasn't for Stefan, I wouldn't be able to release fuck all. I could be like, I'm the hot put in bottle, no label. Sorry. That's where we'd be at. But anyway, that's all coming. That's very exciting. Let's get back to saying hi to people. What's happening, BJ? All right, good to see you. I think I already say hi, but welcome, Gregory. Good to see you, Wild Bill, in the house. 48 more. Hello. Yeah, buddy. So what are you putting into the darkness, Wild Bill? What strain is ready almost soon? What's up, Jay Torregian, man? Good to see you, my friend. Miguel Rodriguez, what's up with you? What's crackalacking, TJ? Good to see you. Hello, hello, hello. Jose Canella. Hello again. Hello to you, that girl. Welcome to the show. I hope you and your father are doing well. All right. Adam Hansen. Hello, hello to you. Good to see you, my friend. Hello, Aaron Rock. That is correct. So the link that you're seeing there being shared by Ganjanani, your mom, everybody, that is actually our website for the CBD. Right now, tinctures are available. What will be available more soon? 3 more products. And we keep releasing shit. I've actually got access to potentially about 187 different things we could make for you. But I release things that in my head make sense for you peoples. It turns out many people were like, please, we need beard oil. So I was like, okay, I guess so. Seems silly, but okay. All right, let's make it sexy for you. All right. Good to see you, Aaron Rock. I'm doing well. I hope you're having a good day as well. Kim D, Pink Death Stars from Riot Seeds. Oh, you're talking to someone else. That's all right. All right. Just read it now. I'm playing catch up. Hey, what's happening, Unknown? Good to see you, my friend. What's up, Charles Hankins? Howdy, y'all, to you, my friend. What's up, Ninny and McGowan? I hope you're doing well over the pond. All right, Texas Squatch in the house. I'm assuming you didn't go fishing, Texas. All right. Autism Dad 1212. What up back to Philly? How you doing, my friend? Keeping it real, I hope, and having a beautiful day. Is it cold down in Philly right now? It's even kind of cold where I am, which is weird because we live in this bubble and not really cold. At least if you compare it in retrospect to where Uncle Potsquatch grew up. What's happening, Casey Dead 10? Good to see you, my friend. Welcome to the show. I hope you're doing well. Yeah. East Coast skateboard and travel. I'm not sure what you mean, but if you mean the show, well, fuck it. Awesome, Back at you. Thanks for joining us on that one. You on the East Coast now? Wow. I'm shocked. No, I'm originally from the East Coast myself, way back when, once upon a time. I'm a West Coaster now. I consider myself a BC grower. Oh, here we go. We got some hello from Malcolm Smith over in the UK, I'm assuming, given the flag. Hello, Malcolm Smith. What's up, Ganja White Mike 81? Good to see you. Ganja White Mike 81 says, what's up, Squatch Man? Hope life is going well. Minneapolis says hi, sending you positive vibes on the house hunting and selling vibes. Well, guess what, Minneapolis? It's going all right. I'm doing pretty good. And at the end of the day, I send much warm vibes back to you. And thank you for the support and the care and the love. You know what I'm saying? Together we stand, divided we fall. Oh, and Nicole is here now. What's up, Robert, as well? Tilbury, Ontario. Uncle Potsquatch actually originally hails from Ontario. That's right. I was born in Burlington, believe it or not. What's happening, Bolton, Nicole, and Robert? Jig Gaff is here, 204, checking in back with a 204. Good to see you, buddy. All right, Riot Powder, good to see you, baby. Minus 28 right now on your side of the mountain in Bragg Creek, eh? That sounds like shit. Right here, maybe right now it's -2. Maybe -3. With a wind chill factor of, maybe -10. It's not too bad where we are. I mean, things are frozen, but just barely, so. Big shout out to Alberta. Something tells me you guys are a little bit, -31, a little bit colder than we are right now. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, in other parts of BC, it's quite cold right now and they have snow. It's just where I live. It's, kind of not that, right? All right. Reverend Veritas, greetings back to the Midwest. Everybody, the link that Nicole Lendman is sharing to you is actually where you're going to find the Potsquatch Growers community. We have a Facebook group. It's a place where people can exist and share weed shit. And basically, the main number one rule, don't be a fucking dick fuck. If you can treat people with respect and love everyone around you, you'll be all right. Just answer the questions, though. It is a liability. We can't let you in unless you answer the questions. So basically, you got to be an adult, too. Don't sell illegal shit. Don't sell shit without permission. Don't do nothing without permission. 3, treat people with respect and love them. # you're good. Oh, I know it's cold for you guys there, guys. None of your mama. -10 is not too bad. You should be fine. Just if you're not used to it, avoid it. Got some nasty miracle alien cookie going. I'll send you a pic. I'm assuming you might mean nasty in a positive way. I don't know. But we will see. That's awesome. Send me some pics. Let's check that out. Oh, also, too, here, I'm going to try to do this on the little cell phone here. I want to take a moment to talk about something that will be happening tomorrow. That's right. Tomorrow, Mrs. Potsquatch is going to be doing a 12-hour fundraising event. It's on the Facebook. That's right. Yours truly, Uncle Potsquatch, actually will be emceeing the event because something tells me she might need to eat occasionally, have a washroom break, or take a break. Well, as we all know, Uncle Potsquatch is fairly gifted at talking out his ass for continual periods of time. If there's anything these live streams have been a testament to, is my ability to do that. So I'm going to help on that one. But what I'm going to do here, if you're someone who exists on the Facebook, that's right, I am super old with the way I talk about it. I'm going to share the link, I believe, properly to this event that will be happening tomorrow. So anyway, long story short, I believe I've shared that correctly. Let's see here. I did. So that's Dottie's link right there. What we're sharing to you right now is what is going to actually, in the end, be a 12-hour musical performance event. I won't really be doing real music myself. I don't, we'll let the real musicians do that. I'm going to be the idiot that fills in the gaps. That's my specialty right there. But she's going to be doing it for a really good cause. A very close friend of hers and a new friend of mine. His name is Fascinate. Actually started this with his wife. It is called Innocence Lost Foundation. Our friend is actually a survivor of being a child soldier in Sierra Leone. So one of the big goals of their foundation right now is to actually start a rehabilitation center over in Sierra Leone to help the rehabilitation of child soldiers and allow them to come back and actually, get a chance to be a kid and live a normal life. So at the end of the day, that's something that we can definitely get on board with here at Potsquatch Growers. And Mrs. Potsquatch has wanted to do this event for, at least 2 or 3 years now. She's been talking about it, maybe even longer. Has never been able to either get herself to do it or get around to it. What's happened to Foliano and anyone else who I've missed. But we were going to be doing that tomorrow. So check that out on the link that I shared. It will be also shared to the Potsquatch Growers community. And if you want to tune in for some good, fun, musical fun and see what the hell my dumb ass seems to do in between things, I'm going to have fun wearing different costumes. Everybody, it's going to be a good time. Check it out. Hello to the Quiet Witch. What's happening, Stuart Parkins? Good to see you. And, well, hey, and it's not like we're just helping others with this one. We're legitimately helping kids right now. Like the whole premise of this one, help the children. Something tells me that you might be all right with the concept that children probably shouldn't be shooting drugs and killing people. Maybe they should be allowed to be a kid. Maybe they should, climb a tree, grow a plant, have some fun, be a kid. You know what I'm saying? And that's basically the whole premise of what we're raising money for, is to build a center over there that's, in fact, going to be able to really help kids be kids and get away from, I don't want to get into it too dark, or I'm just going to start swearing too much in terms of what it really is. But we all know what we're talking about. And at the end of the day, it should be fun. I've even been given permission by the owners of the nonprofit that even if I swear, and I'm very much myself as the Potsquatch, they're okay with it, because it's not a show for kids, it's a show to help kids. So the audience obviously are adults, and they're okay with me being a silly asshole. Soul Price, we're talking about the fundraiser that will be going on Facebook for 12 hours tomorrow, being put on by the one, the only Donnie Davis, the Mrs. Potsquatch. And I'm going to be emceeing the event. We're raising money for the Innocence Lost Foundation, which is raising money to build a rehabilitation center over in Sierra Leone to help kids be able to be kids. Because child soldier movement, that's kind of fucked. So let's rescue the kids and help them be kids, right? I'm kind of okay with that personally. It sounds like a good idea. So hashtag boom. But that's enough on that one for now. I will quickly here. I'll share the link one more time for those of you who may have missed it. There we go. and we're sharing that one more time. That is the Facebook link to the event that we'll be taking part tomorrow, and Uncle Potsquatch himself will be there. I may even actually on the channel do a few little random live streams for behind the scenes of things, just to kind of help to build some press on it to help the wife out there. So thank you everyone for being on board with that and supporting that one, and not getting mad at us about that. Who's your Squatch sent pictures? What's happening, Lost Art? Good to see you, my friend. How you doing? Rock and roll. Welcome to the show. All right, everybody. 2 seconds here. I'm gonna go check the email right quick here. Bum, 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 bum. Which email did you send it to? Potsquatch420@gmail.com? It's not there yet. I'll check again in a few minutes. But we tried. We'll check in a bit. All right. Now, let's get back to reading and talking to what people are saying here. Sorry, everybody. I'm reading. That's my processing sounds. All right. It sounds more like a genetic thing to me, Midnight, so I wouldn't freak out about that one too much. I think you should be good. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? That's part of the fun of the pheno hunt. When we start going pheno hunting, we start busting veins, we start seeing what magic is locked in with each phenotype's genome. That's where we get to really kind of observe. And I mean, at the end of the day, when you're a newer grower and you're starting to learn a bit more and kind of step up from there, looking at different structures within the same strain, different phenotypes, that is really sort of kind of a great place to begin to learn and to expand your own knowledge and comfort zone on growing weed in general, but also too, that's the beginning to get those eyes of what you're going to need to actually start breeding your own cannabis and producing your own seed as well. I pretty sure I got that sold price. I will check that shortly to make sure. Isaac Kendrick says, what are my favorite kind of donuts? If we're talking about like the edible dessert, Uncle Potsquatch likes a Canadian maple donut, maple dip, maple bacon, Boston cream, apple fritter, honey cruller, eclairs, and then it's not quite a donut, but I'm a whore for a good pain au chocolat. It's a chocolate croissant for those of you who don't know that, but I like that shit, man. I do like baked goods. I gotta avoid it though. I am in fact aging, so. All right. So basically, just to give you the update in terms of the search for lab number 2, we're not there yet. We're not at lab 2 yet. Still waiting for something to come on market that'll work. So basically, hopefully we can flip this crib there, and then so the next sexy place that pops up, we can make an aggressive move on it. We've been making aggressive moves on places, but we keep getting outbid. And there's a lot of rich people, and it's a very aggressive market right now out here. So Uncle Potsquatch is doing his best to kind of slug it with them, Oh, well, Nicole Lindman, then maybe you are part Canadian, because actually Canadians, we are known to drink maple syrup. It was funny. In my first marriage, I married a German, and when she came over to Canada, she's like, why the fuck do you guys put maple in everything? Why not? Like maple bacon, maple back bacon, maple donuts, maple toast, maple butter, maple salmon, maple tuna, maple tilapia, maple halibut. I mean, we use maple a lot in Canada. It's kind of a thing. So that is actually one of those stereotypes that play true. A cronut. Yes, I have had. I'm assuming I've had probably what would be considered a cronut, my friend Isaac Kendrick. I do believe. Yeah, so, but basically, what can we talk about? What's an exciting thing to talk about? Well, we covered about the new CBD crap, so that's good. For those of you just tuning in, we're launching 3 more products at once now. We don't even give a shit. Just watch out, we're coming, It's kind of like Uncle Sam there, hold on, I'm coming. Except this time it's us, Uncle Potsquatch with CBD. waiting for our new lab. So we're looking into that. So that's a really exciting thing, though. I'm really looking forward to playing around with some stuff and getting some new plants going. Ah, greens at 373 steel. I could see a little bit of maple syrup working well in a cocktail sauce as a marinara-based sauce. A little bit of sugar can go a long way in cutting that acidity, but rounding out all the other flavors. So I could see that totally working. For those of you who are just seeing the link there again, Nicole is sharing the CBD link there as well as also sharing the link to the lighting systems. If you haven't checked them out, give them a check out. It'll be a good time. What's fun? What can we talk about? I think last show I told you about the funny thing with that one company. I think we told you that story. That was fun. What can we tell story about of recent Potsquatch things that was funny? Oh, remember that video, one of the first videos where what's up, Clay S? By the way, good to see you. All right, what's up, Travel? Hey, I love pizza myself, my friend. I'm glad your pizza's there. It was fun, because sometimes random people show up on the channel and, will make random post comments on shit. Sometimes they're not nice, and it's pretty funny. And that's one thing I've been having a lot of fun with over the years, is kind of when these people show up. What's up, motherfucker Jones? Good to see you, my friend. Am I okay with a 60 relative humidity? Yeah, but don't go higher than that, though, homie. Do you or any of your friends run CO2 generators? Any of you guys have issues with off-gassing or generators making your plants sick? I would never use a CO2 generator. CO2 injection system would be totally fine. Typically, what you'll colloquially see in most grows here in British Columbia utilizing CO2 injection is you got a bunch of big old CO2 tanks. Like we took some giant ones from, like the tiny one from running a bar. It's like we got a big one, and we just shoot it out that way. So CO2 injection is typically what you're going to see most commonly here. You can also build a small breather system for a smaller at-home setup, and that's also a lot safer. Two, pretty cheap to do because yeast isn't that expensive, at least typically. But overall, you just need some sugar, water, a few containers, a little creativity, a little bit of glue, and some tape. You should be good to go. I wouldn't use generator. The second you say that on something, ozone generator, all these things, makes me nervous. At the end of the day, if you want to go with CO2, just do an injection system and you'll be fine. Oh, motherfucker Jones is cool. I lose my glasses half the time. Or the dogs eat them. But, yeah. But at the end of the day, CO2 in general, okay, let's talk about that for a second. Why would we use a CO2 injection system? Well, one, it's going to increase your yield typically 15 to 30%. Two, it can be very beneficial for your plants. That's what they breathe. It can lead you to have much harder, denser nugs, higher yields in the end. And as long as you cover other bases, you're still going to have super potency with that super aggressive vegetative growth that'll be caused by that. A great technique to be aware of as well, if you've got a high level of foxtailing in a genetic, often, I'd say it works maybe half the time. If you take a genetic that typically, like for example, Violator Kush, classically foxtails like a motherfucker all the time. But if you grow it in a vastly higher CO2 elevated environment, okay, now we should be careful doing this. Remember, kill ourselves very easily this way. And it's also heavier than air. Remember this as well when we're installing. But it can fix that foxtailing. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, so greens at 373 steel. Remember, like an exhale bag, to my knowledge, is essentially just a yeast-based system. You build your fucking own, homie. Get a big old giant 5-gallon. Build a bigger version of that. Kind of take that little thing we made years ago on the channel and just build a bigger version of that, and you'll be good to go, man. That's what I would do. Get a big old proper 5-gallon with a right tight lock and lid. Then you just put that tube in. Seal it up, have that going into your filtration bottle through water, good to go. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was going to say, how high are you right now, little Stewie? Yeah, I would steer away from that. Mike Ross, like even when we run giant grows here, I mean, maybe it's a Canadian way of doing it, but we just get a bigger tank and it's an accommodated cost. We make sure we dial in variables to accommodate cost in terms of production ratios, right? So, I mean, at the end of the day, in my 2 cents, like if you want to be running that kind of a system, great. Place is bigger, cool. Hell, maybe do a bit of reno, break it down. You don't want to be running giant rooms anyway. It's trust me, keep it broken down a little bit. One, it'll reduce your actual over CO2 usage a little bit, but also two, it's going to be a slightly higher install cost. You're going to have to do nozzles and break offs from the system to all the different little rooms. But I mean, at the end of the day, it will be a more efficient way to run CO2. You'll get better product anyway, in my humble 2 cents, in terms of operating it that way. Also, too, if any issues arise, you've segregated sections out. So at least, the whole crop doesn't go get fucked down yet. But again, I'm more of a craft kind of guy. And even if we're running larger scale, I still approach it with that motif of install way to do it. And that's my head. Carbonated water is a great thing to use as well, Travo. Obviously, I'm a big advocate for that one, but it doesn't replace what we're talking about either. So, am I high enough? I'm really not that high, actually, Raw Power. I'm just enjoying the show. But thanks, though. I've barely smoked today, actually. Not that I've known of, Charles Hankins. It was kind of a one and done interchange over at that property. However, I will say that property, that farm is currently not functioning. Sean is selling that house. It's not because of the weird alien fairy drone, whatever it was, thing that happened on the property. His wife doesn't want to live here, so she's gone. So he's selling that farm. That farm is currently on the market right now, listed at 808,000 Canadian. And so that one's up for sale. So even if something's running, I don't even know if he's got the full security system fired up to catch anything coming on the property right now. So to my knowledge, no. But good question, though, right? Because it was fucked. I've never seen anything quite that crazy before. And the fact that it was captured on like a super duper grow security system just added to the punch to it for me. So, what's up, Roz and Smoke? Good to see you, my friend. Hey, I feel you, Ed, with the Bird B. Go to the beer store and be safe, my friend. Like Ross, but I'm from Poco, aka Port Coquitlam. What's happening, man? You're like, how fast could I get to there if I were to drive there? If the traffic's good, pretty quick, I think. Yeah, again, K-Star, that happens often on the channel. YouTube sometimes doesn't notify people when we go live. It's all right. We'll get back on track and make it sexy. Nicole, you've seen the original video, haven't you? Or not the original video, but like my edited thing that we put up. I could send you the original video clip if you wanted to see it. Cultivation 420. What's up with you, my friend? Good to see you. Keep it real. Hope you're happy. Hope you're sexy and not too cold out there right now. You're on a live stream with a few growers. How's my night going? My night's going well. We're just doing the midweek live stream show, my friend. And, just catching up. We're launching 3 new CBD products for our approved, FDA-approved line down in the States. And so that's exciting. Got that going. Trying to sell the house. Trying to buy a new house, build a bigger lab, get the genetics going, do a bunch of fucking things, but it's going well. And so we're doing all right. All right. I hope you and your friends on the live stream are doing well, my friends. Do I ever just want to sit? Well, yeah, and often I will. I mean, dude, especially at night. I like it at night. Sadly, here in BC, there's a lot of rain and it's gray sometimes, Raw Power, so doesn't necessarily make for the most beautiful watching. This is the first time you've heard of him. Well, Nicole Landman, if you look up on the channel, there was a video, I think I called it Fairies, Aliens, or something. But it was captured on our friend's Sasquatch Cannabis Smoke Hose farm down the road. They've got a 15 camera system. This weird thing comes on. There's a few bunch of weird things you'll see in the early footage that we showed, but you'll know the main event when you see this giant thing come up into the grow in between all the buildings. And it's there for like a minute and a half, I think. And it's just walking around or floating around, and it sprints into two and this or that. I showed it to all my film friends who are professional filmmakers, and they're like, dude, this is obviously not fake. Like, what the fuck is this stuff? Like it's fucked. And so anyway, none of us really know what to make of it, but it happened. So check it out. And it's on the channel. You can find that one. I know, it's one of my favorite numbers sold price. Get it real, get it happy. Hello. For those of you seeing those links, Nicole Lenman right now is sharing the CBD link as well as the Facebook group. Please answer the questions. It is, in fact, a liability. That's right. But answer those questions and you can be all up in it. What's happening, Dr. Weedman? Good to see you. Welcome to the show. Hope you're doing well. Charles Hankins. I will tell you about that Olympic event. I have issues with how they did all those weed Olympic events. So I asked what the rules were. So I thought it was to create a functional, beautiful joint as fast as you could, which I can do typically in about, 6 or 7 seconds. It was just to technically get the paper to fucking close with kind of weed in it. That's all that they wanted. And I was like, well, if I knew it was that's not fair. And I don't think it's a real speed rolling competition if you don't actually have to make a proper functioning joint that also looks all right. I think that's the way the event should be. So that's why, but you can see it in the video. I'm just like, and then they said she won, and you can see it in my face. If you slowed it down, be like, but that's not what I thought the rules were. Like, it was fucked. But anyway, it was a good time regardless. Don't worry, if we go back, I'm prepared for how they do those events, and I will fuck them. Oh, don't worry. And even if I gotta drive down and find Adam Squatch in the depot nether regions of that province, Adam Squatch and I will return for the Weed Olympics together, and we will reclaim our fame. We'll get better than a bronze medal, especially on the synchronized dabbing. 1 second here. I gotta play catch up now. I'm power reading. Hey, Micromania, welcome back. I hate when that happens. I'm glad you're free again. One second here. I'm power reading everyone's stuff. There we go. Okay, I'm back, I think. Now I'm going to scroll back. So, Raw Power, interesting question. Tell us about a scary point in your life related to your activity. When I was a kid, for example, like in high school, right, I would have been about, 14 or 15. So I had a friend who wanted to go down the alley and they were going to sell some pot and it was all of that. And so I was like, all right, man, I don't know. Like, these guys are assholes. Like, whatever, you do you. So I was kind of sitting at the alley, or like the front of the alley on the side of the road, just having a cigarette. And all of a sudden I hear this fucking screaming shriek from my friend. And so these guys, obviously ganked him, which is kind of what I was trying to warn him about. But hey, people don't listen. And long story short, I caught them though. But that was a scary moment, hearing my friend scream the way he did early on. And I knew what he was doing. It was a pot deal back in the hood days as kids, and it's never fun to hear your friend scream like that. And you're like, motherfucker, I'm down here having a cigarette. How do I come help? But then you get there, Luckily, I'm fairly quick when I need to be, so it was okay. But, yeah, fuck, shit happens, right? So there you go. But good question, actually, Raw Power. Good one. I like that. Are you talking to me, Isaac Kendrick, or? I mean, we did a few of the cooking episodes. We'll do more in the future. Julio from Denver. What do I think about caregiving and having patients? Well, that was something that existed in Canada for an extremely long time in terms of the medical cannabis world. I mean, it still technically does. So, for example, someone who's unable to grow for themselves or really just doesn't feel comfortable or have the place or infrastructure to do so, but has a legitimate claim to their medical cannabis, right? Having a grower who's a caregiver take care of you and how that's worked to the Canadian system, I think that's actually, it's not been perfect, any of it. I think it's led to a lot of people being fucked in the way the quote unquote community of people being caregivers in Canada have often worked for some people. Uh, What's up, O'Shea Ferrero? We'll go with that way of saying it. O'Shea Ferrero. So I think overall it's a great premise system. Do I think it's ever been done properly? No, at least not in Canada. Why do I think that is? Well, I think there should have been more of a formal way for patients to access registered and qualified licensed growers. I think that could have been done. I don't think it would have been that hard to do. Because I've heard a lot of horror stories, sadly, of people being fucked over and taken advantage of. So, good and bad feelings, I guess, mixed feelings on the caregiver system, or at least in terms of how it's functioned in Canada. All right. 1 second here. I'm playing catch up. All right. Right about time, eh? All right. I'm just playing catch up here, everybody. Bear with me. All right. Perfect. I think I'm caught up. There we go. Irish Wanderer, hello again to you, my friend. I hope all is well over there in the land of fairies and potatoes. Right? And it's funny, right, Ferrero? Like, I mean, a lot of my weird little things that I do, sometimes people look at me funny when I do them. I'm like, just try it out, man. Just give it a try. Often your plants will like it. Oh, do you know the way says, do you remember the last time you ran out of herb? um, no. Like actually running out of weed. Maybe when I was like 14 or 15, maybe. That's a good question. And it made me laugh. I find that quite funny. Do I actually remember that? Like not like an actual, do I remember the last time I ran out of weed? No. Do I remember running low on weed? Yes. Would what I call running low on weed be something that most would call? No, probably not. But it felt the same to me, you know. Yeah, so no, not really. I mean, I remember being young and running out of weed when I was younger. Oh, that's good. See, Fred Fury, I agree with you. If you can find a good person, have a proper, healthy relationship in terms of the caregiving program and setting that up, that's a wonderful thing. That's those positive parts of the program that I love and I believe in, you know? But some of the horror stories you hear out there in Canada, for example, my goodness. What are we saying? What? Really? Alrighty then. What are we saying that to? The fact that I don't really remember running out of weed ever? Well, I do when I was a kid. I got that. Well, it was fun, dude. You know the way. You know, I'm like sitting there and like, that's a good question. Like, let's think about that for a moment. Because that's not technically out of weed. Like, you keep coming up with these ideas like, oh, I was out of weed then. Be like, no, I technically had a bunch of weed, though. Yes or no? Not really. Only when I was a kid, man. Learning the ways of the forest. One second here. I must read. Okay. It is very therapeutic, Red Claws. I agree. What is your favorite karaoke song to sing? Oh, I don't have a favorite one. Because there's a bunch of different things I like to do when Uncle Potsquatch goes to karaoke. Um, I like singing if it's something that like I actually try to sing. Funnily enough, if for those of you who know who this is, you will find this funny. I like singing Joe Cocker songs, and I'm eerily good at it. And especially some nights, I'm just like perfectly there. It's like Joe's standing right there with me. I feel like I'm Belushi doing a Joe Cocker next to Joe Cocker. But I like to sing Joe Cocker songs. What's up, Jeremiah Sanchez? Just doing the show, having a good time, and sharing with everybody, having a good laugh, you know what I'm saying? Oh, it's going to be okay, Red Claws. Deep rest. I know. Ooh, sounds tasty, my friend. You know, I'm not a big fan of tofu just because of my own, like, health background. So tofu's not the best thing for me personally to eat. But I've had some fried tofu dishes, and there's some pretty good ones out there. Not my favorite way to go, but I've had some tasty shit that was a fried tofu dish. I was quite shocked. It was quite tasty. Ooh, okay. That's a good question, little Stewie. What's my favorite science fiction film? Well, one, there's never going to be just one. What can I rewatch? Uh, okay, so if we're going classic sci-fi, well, okay, let's just go through some of the branches of shit. What would be my favorite original Star Trek movie? Star Trek 4. All up in those whales, man. Super into that. Another science fiction film that I personally love. I like watching the first Dune movie just to see how bad it was compared to the original book, and I like yelling at it. That's always a fun one. I'm kind of just a huge science fiction fan. Like, I mean, it's a better question like, what have I watched that I hated? That rarely happens. I can always usually find something, right? So. Oh, Ganjanana, your mama. It's on Facebook, and I don't think you're on Facebook. There was actually a live stream done on Facebook at my birthday party where I actually sang with a little bit of help from my friends. You can see Uncle Podsquatch on Facebook do it. I don't know where I shared it. I'm assuming I probably shared it to the group way back when. I don't know. But it does exist in theory. Oh, Species was just tons of fun. Definitely fun. Um, See, the problem is too, right? Like back then, everything, when I was younger, they started calling everything genre. So now science fiction and horror and thriller and everything came one, you know? Predator, another great film. Loved Predator. Um, and there's some obscure, weird science fiction. I'm just bad with names, so I'm like thinking of all these movies. I'm like, what the fuck are the name of all these movies that are in my head? Uh, there's been so many good ones, but I mean, again, when I was younger, they kind of started smushing it all together and just calling it in general. Again, I preferred the books, but Hitchhiker's Guide was a decent attempt at adapting a book series to a film. Um, I keep distracting myself now. Sorry, beer. I'm running out of beer. I gotta get the brain primed here, and we'll be good to go. So yeah, basically, I watched the first couple of seasons of Walking Dead. Definitely enjoyed the first two seasons, but in the end, I fell in love with another zombie show. Uncle Podsquatch's preferred zombie show to smoke a doobie and watch is Z Nation. I loved that weird, quirky show, and every season's a little different. The final season's stupid. I hated the way they finished it, but seasons 1 through 4. I can totally put together and say they were definitely interesting in their own ways and wonderful. So, Z Nation was the shit. There's this great character, Doc, who's this old, he's like an ex-drug addict psychiatrist, and then, it's hilarious, the fucking apocalypse starts happening, and it's like this point in the show where they're showing them on the day where it all broke out. So he confiscated a bunch of like Percocet or something from one of his patients, and he's like about to run out into the world of zombies. He's got this golf club. He's already killed his first 2 zombies and tried to save his coworker. And then he's like, oh, fuck it, man. And he just eats a bunch of these things. But his character's obsessed with weed throughout the show. And anytime he can get his hands on weed, he's smoking weed too. So Doc's a good character on that show. You know what I'm saying? Z Nation's the shit. Train to Busan was, but I actually don't really remember watching it. I know I've technically watched it, but I cannot, in fact, remember actually watching it. But I know I have technically seen it. I watched a horrible zombie film recently. It was an independent thing. I'm not necessarily saying I'm normally one to hate on independent film at all. Pretty much everything I've ever made was an independent thing. But it was horrible. We watched the other night The Bong of the Living Dead. And it was like an Indiegogo weed zombie movie. And it kind of started out where you're like, okay, this might get okay. It's kind of maybe funny. And like, it just became stupid. And like almost became this weird drama. And it didn't even make sense. Like, I thought the movie ended 7 times before it was done. And then I was like, oh wait, it's still going somehow. It was weird. Duju Noel Dewey says, how long should you wait to flower after defoliating? I mean, it really depends on kind of how big your plant is at the time, but I mean, you can defoliate and go right into flip. If you want to give the plant a buffer zone, wait a couple days. Wait 2 or 3 days to give your plant a little bit of bounce back and then flip. Because at the end of the day, a photo is going to start to develop so much through those first 3 or 4 weeks where you're still going to have huge amounts of growth. Like if you watch some of the flowering videos we did, I'd strip a crap load of crap out. And then another week later, then some people were just sitting there on the show and they're like, man, like, didn't you just defoliate that last week? And I'd be like, I know, man. It just keeps growing back. So I wouldn't worry too much about having to have this huge sort of buffer window on it. But if you'd like to give them a bit of a kind of a break, 2-3 days, flip it away. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would say on that, in my humble 2 cents. I hope that makes sense. Hi, Gazzers! What's up, mate? Okay, wait. Gotta read. I don't think I've seen that one, Ferrero. I'm going to have to check that one out. I also love zombies, that girl. Probably one of my favorite zombie films of all time obviously has to be Shaun of the Dead. That's a movie I literally have watched hundreds of times. One, huge fan of Simon Pegg, huge fan of Nick Frost, loved them as a comedic duo. And Shaun of the Dead definitely has to be not only one of the greatest zombie films in general of time, but one of the top 10 comedic films of at least the last, 30 years, let's say. I thought it was great, personally speaking, so it's a big one for me up there. 1 second here. Oh, you don't like zombies, Ganja? Oh, that's sad. One second. Reading. Back at you, Sean Parker. Oh, but I'm glad she's better now, Sean. Almost there, everybody. I did it. All right. I agree, Stewie. Big fan. Like, probably 2 of my favorite colloquial British actors. And my favorite modern British comedic duo would be Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. They're fucking great. Charles Hankins, I loved the general concept of I Am Legend. Hated the execution. Horrible production. Hated the way they shot it. Hated the graphics. Hated the choices they made for the making of the film. And Will actually did a decent enough job, I think, acting in that. But I think if he had a different choice in terms of the production side of it, it may have been a hell of a lot better. So loved the concept, didn't like the execution on that one, I would say. Yeah, Wild Enterprises, seaweed. I love how somehow we've digressed into talking about zombies. I love it. But hey, I mean, it's a grow channel, but we all smoke pot. And we all watch a lot of movies. I mean, I'm assuming most of us do. And, I do. Nice, crazy train. See, there you go. See, and that's where the beauty of film, right? Some people can love something. I love the concept of I Am Legend. I hated the execution of it, and I found it painful to watch. But I love the basic concept of it. If that makes sense. Right? It's fucked, right, Nicole? Oh my God, an actor likes watching movies. I'm also a writer too, write scripts. Yeah, typically, you write scripts and you hate them. Actually, you could actually. You're like, I hate all movies, so I'm going to write a fucking script. um, Zombie film that I thought was very interesting and quite good. World War Z, I believe it's called. The one with Brad Pitt. Yeah, it's Brad Pitt. But I mean, at the end of the day, the film was interesting. And it was a fun, subtle new take on a zombie flick. And so anytime someone can come forward with a movie with a subtle new take on the zombie motif and justify it, and like I kind of get into it and get excited about the general concept, that's a win for a zombie film as far as I'm concerned. Longmire. I've never seen that one, Big A. Oh, LST UK Big Bud. I'm pretty sure I have watched Peaky Blinders, but my brain is so bad at names that like names of stuff don't trigger stuff in my head. But like you could put on like 10 seconds of something, I'd be like, oh, boom, pff, yes, I'm there with you, right? Uh, whoop, moved too fast. I was trying to read Matt Hoffman's question. Squash, do you think a dry cure backs is worth brainstorming? How do you mean? Julio from Denver. How about a cigarette? Do I need a cigarette? Yeah, I've just been trying to put it off because, less I smoke is good. I'm trying to be healthier. Okay, let me think though. Ooh, there's so many movies that I love that I should tell you all to watch, in my opinion, but I can't even remember any of them now. Son of a bitch. If you want to see an interesting, hey, no worries, Jay Green. It's all good. We're kind of talking about movies right now, funnily enough. Okay, here's a good movie. It's a Simon Pegg movie. I think it was like an independent piece. It like was briefly on the Canadian Netflix, and then really hard to find anywhere else. But I believe it was called "It's a Wonderful Fear of Everything." And it's like about this author who's like this weird shut-in who writes children's books, but he's like super pissed off about writing kids' books, and he wants to write a book about serial killers. So he starts researching serial killers, and then he kind of loses his mind. And as someone who's married to kind of like a brilliant writer who may have been a little crazy at times, then for me it hit home. It's funny though. Dark, but very funny. Um, if you're talking about me gaunching out of your mama, Canadians on the West Coast never really used tobacco in our spliffs much. On the West Coast of Canada, we've pretty much always smoked weed straight. It's always been the way. I'm gonna go for a dirty party. Dear moderators, Matt Hoffman is asking you to share my email. Could you type that for me? I'm away from the thingy that I can do typey on. Could you share that for me? I would appreciate it. Please and thank you, my friends. Dun, 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 dun. Let's see how windy it is still outside. What's up, crazy train? Ooh, it's a chilly bitch. Irish Wanderers, that's totally not my email, dude. Potsquatch dude, God, you know your mama is the one for requests for the episode content. So the best one to get my attention on and sending a personal communicado to talk to Potsquatch is potsquatch420@gmail.com. That's POTSQUATCH420@gmail.com. Thank you, Nicole. But I love the attempts, though, everybody. Good job. I love it. You know, they're like, I think it's this, I think it's that, I think it's this. I'm like, yes, that is so us. I love it. No, it's never changed. It was never Potsquatch Growers at Gmail, buddy. I've never had that email. If you've been emailing someone with that email, it is not me. Yeah, and it's just Potsquatch. It's just Potsquatch 420. Because it's like, at the end of the day, you know, sometimes emails get long if you add too much shit to them, right? So. Oop. Back in the cave. Sorry, everyone. Sorry about that. How's the weather here? I don't know, about -3, maybe a wind chill of -8 or 9 or something. I haven't actually looked it up. It's not too bad. I'm in shorts. Yeah. Oh, Joe Quadruple 7B, I live in this wonderful little bubble. It's like the funny people out here are like, oh, it's so cold. Oh, my God. And I'm like, I grew up -40. This ain't too bad. It's like -2 or 3 with a wind chill, like I said, of like maybe 8 to 10. Well, Crazy Train, you got to remember, it doesn't necessarily mean how many plants you have in terms of final weight. It all depends on how much light you have, how much time you spend vegging, the size you get your plant to on a photo before you flip, and then that's more so what I'm going to base weight off of. The best way to base weight would actually be off what the potential wattage weight off the lighting systems I'm utilizing, and then I would build around that. I was smoking weed inside, just a cigarette, Anthony Bang. Oh, probably one of the earliest childhood scary moments. Like, and this is like, probably like, it's not really like a clear memory, but it happened 100%. So I have these loose memories of falling into a giant ground hornet's nest that was like 8 feet deep by like 10 feet wide. And it's a true story. It was out by St. Thomas, Ontario, I think. Something like that. So I'm just sitting for about an hour and a half before like anyone got someone to come get me in this giant hornet's nest with tens of thousands of hornets everywhere. And Uncle Potsquatch is like a young kid. Like we're talking like 3, 4, 5, just sitting there like, holy shit, there's a bunch of fucking wasps. Didn't even get stung though, funnily enough. But it was fucked. It was definitely psychologically something. Like I still like remembered as an adult. So just sitting there and just being surrounded by fucking horns everywhere. So that was pretty freaky as a kid, I think. Oh, no worries, everybody. What mistake, Irish Water? You want me to unmoderate you? If you want that, I can do that. Yeah. It's a weird request, but I'm happy to. What's up, Gandalf the Green? How you doing? Potsquatch the Wee Titty. How's it going? Oh yeah, it was pretty crazy, little Stewie. Back in the hood days of childhood. Lifey here, right now. Who wants to hear the story about the first time I got high? It's definitely funnier than the first time I smoked weed. They were not synonymous. All right. So, okay, the first time I got high was the 7th time I smoked weed. Okay. Now, this is where the story, oddly, gets a little weird. Uncle Potsquatch living in British Columbia. Uncle Potsquatch is a BC grower. Uncle Potsquatch is a big believer in BC weed, baby. All right? But the first weed that got me high was actually from Ontario. That's right. The first weed that actually got Uncle Potsquatch high was from Ontario. I'm playing with camera angles. Bear with me, everybody. So I was probably about 12 years old. I went back to Ontario. I tried weed out here a bunch of times. I never got high. And so my friends, I guess the one friend's mom had died from cancer. So the dad still smoked weed and still got the weed from the cancer dude in Ontario that was the cancer weed guy in Ontario or something. Yeah, childhood memories from like the early days. So they're all like, you want to smoke some weed? I was like, it don't seem to do much, but all right. Like, so we locked ourselves in this tiny room and they're like, introduced me to what a third lung was. It's where you take like a bag and you tape it on the bottom of a 2-liter, right? And you put a bowl on top of it. And you go like this, real slow. You fill the fucking bladder up, and then you go right into your head. So I hit that first one, and I start coughing like a motherfucker, man. And it's painful. I was in pain. And they're like, oh, man, don't worry. Hit the water bomb. It will make your lungs feel cleansed. I was like, oh, sweet. Okay, cool. That makes sense. It does not seem to be working. Oh, don't worry. It takes a few for it to work. So we repeated this process for like an hour. After an hour, we break the box and we walk out. It was my first Cheech and Chong moment. 7th time I'd smoked weed. First time high. Fucking like door breaks. Just this fucking weed smoke wall billows out. And I walked in to 8 or 10 hours of like beer. Like I knew where I was. I knew I was a kid named Josh on the planet Earth. I knew I was in London, Ontario. I knew I was from British Columbia now. I knew I was walking around. I knew I was buying donuts. Knew I was eating munchies, right? But like I was just so blitzed. I was on the moon. And the sad part of the story, the first time I got high, was I actually had asked a girl out on a date to take her for dinner from my childhood. We had been childhood crushes, and I was so high I couldn't handle it, and I stood her up. We were supposed to go for dinner in a movie, and I felt so bad, and her parents and my parents were friends, and I got torn apart, and I felt so bad. Anyway, so there is a sad point to the first time I got high. From that day onwards, I was like, just because I'm high, I'm not going to let it stop me from doing something. No, because I got high from me, thank you. I didn't even know the song for years to come, but I decided against it back then. So. Some people have a weird, ability to not. Josh Finkelstein. Sorry, but I'm just reading right here. All right, we're good. Um, for those of you who are seeing Nicole sharing the links there, that's the link to the CBD line, and that's the link to the Facebook group. I'm actually kind of having fun, though. It's interesting that you all give a shit. You're like, oh, no, let's ask fun questions about my life. It's kind of fun answering it. What can I share that's shocking? Or at least interesting? I don't know. If you have any questions at home that you've always been wondering to ask Uncle Potsquatch, feel free. Or we can just talk about weed. I'm good with that too. I miss plants. I miss plants. Panda Cat's like, what kind of ice cream you like? Well, I like most ice cream, you know. As a kid, I like chocolate. Um, if I'm gonna go fancy, I like a Ben and Jerry's salted caramel almond with extra caramel. Cause somehow, like since the pandemic started in Canada, they're putting a lot more caramel in that shit. I'm not sure why. I think it's their like, goodwill back to humanity. But pretty much anything that gives me an excuse to eat like caramel, butterscotch, or chocolate, I'm pretty happy. So, have I ever grown hydro? 100%. I used to grow a lot of hydro back in the day. Never was a big fan of it. I mean, we would do well with it, but no matter how many times, whether it was hydro or aeroponics or other things, I'd circle out of to go try and play with. I always keep circling back around and getting my hands dirty in dirt, and I always prefer that, It's a better time. 1 second here. Let's scroll up here. Where did the strain cat piss come from? That is a history I don't know. I'm not aware of that history, but it is a good question. Good question, too, because it's one I don't know, and I like that. So, see? A place where I can learn. Charles Hankins, do I like the woods? Yes. Do I have a personal bear encounter? Many. What's the most recent one? We actually even talked about it in the last show. It was funny. I was sitting here in this very kitchen. The kitchen right over there. That's right. I was sitting there talking to 2 of our Potsquatch members down in Texas. Wife calls, goes, hey, I'm trying to get the groceries in the house, but there was a black bear in our driveway. But I flashed my lights at it, and it's in the woods looking at me now. Could you come help me get the groceries in? I said, yeah, sure. So I switched back to Texas, be like, hey, Texas, I'll be right back. There's a bear. I got to help the wife get the groceries in. They're all like, you got a gun, man? I said, no, man, I got a knife and a beer. I'm good, man. It's a black bear. And they're all just sitting there like, Canada's crazy. Anyway, it was fine. You know what I'm saying? Black bear, basically a dog. But, yes. I wasn't talking about you guys. They just wanted to be part of it. All right, let's see. Mrs. Potsquatch is home. We can see Mrs. Potsquatch home. We can film her. She doesn't know we're filming her. She probably wouldn't like that. It's kind of funny, though. She's home. The puppies are going to flip out until she gets in the house now. 1 second here. Puppies. It's all right, puppies. Puppies? No. Shush. Sorry, everybody. Feel free to mute your TVs now. We got a respite. It's gonna. There we go. Sorry, everybody. Bear with me. This will be done soon. This will be done very shortly. Puppies, it's okay. Stay here, everybody. Look at the mixing board. I'll be right back. All is well, everybody. Be right back. Puppies, it's cool. Relax. You're hurting my brain. No, stop. Shush. It's okay. Yes, your mother is home. It's exciting, but shush. Yes. No. Relax. It's okay. It's okay, puppy. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Yeah, relax, baby. Your mom's home. It's gonna be all right. No, chill out, guys. It's cool. It's cool. It's cool. Welcome home. Back and still do the live feed show. You're never here, but it's funny. I was like, oh, the live song. Look, they just fucking start barking like assholes. Here, say hi to Josh so you can say hi to my peeps.
Hi, sweetie.
I hope you had a good day in town.
I mean, yes and no.
I told everyone about your show tomorrow. I'll share the link right now. Everybody, this is also the ukulele fundraiser happening tomorrow for 12 hours. Miss Potsquatch is going to rock out, and I'll MC for the breaks. That's right. I'm going to play dress up on a bunch of different appearances. Here's the link. Paste. Send. There we go. I did it. There we are. The dogs will calm down now. I'm back. Let's read. This Potsquatch come say hi shortly. All right, here we're going to power read. Lookalikes. No one could be this pretty, gumption. Mama. Oh, my God. All right. 1 second here. Just playing catch up now. Reading. Power reading. Well, cat piss comes out of, to my knowledge, it's another variant of the skunk family, which is a sat line. That's all I got on that one. Yes, I like Pro Mix HP. Crazy training. What is the stinkiest strain that I know of? There isn't necessarily a true stinkiest strain. I would say there's some big stinky ladies. Cheese, a true cheese, true skunk, those stink. Some of the true dankest cushions also stink it away like a true Hindu can stink. So mean, it's crazy. There's a bunch of different things out there that hit this level of stanky, but probably like a cheese, which also is just a variant down the line of the skunk family. Yep. All right. It was funny. When you were coming home, it's like, oh man, his mom's home. Quick, hide! Oh shit, that's funny. All right, everybody. I'm gonna shift. You come say hi, woman. I'm gonna go left and we'll go back here.
I can't stay long.
I know. I can translate for you when you say hi. Say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody. How's it going? Sorry for my disheveledness.
She's been driving.
So, yeah, I got up this morning because I had to drive basically an hour and 20 minutes to do a COVID test at work, which I do get paid for, hopefully. I don't know if it varies from production to production. But yeah, I better get paid because that was a long-ass drive. And then I almost got hit by a big truck making a turn on a tiny road, and it was very nerve-wracking. And this whole day has been trying my patience, but I didn't yell at anybody, so that's a good thing.
Medicine. Here, don't
And
worry.
I found out today, because I was sending a birthday present to my dad, that you can ask an unlimited of annoying, pointless questions at the post office. Because this guy was just like, if I want to send 4 kilos to Alberta, how much will that be? And I was like, 4 kilos of what? Like, what do you say? Just sounds like drugs.
I was like, yeah, you don't go into the post office and go, if I want to sell away a 4 kilos somewhere, could you tell me what that costs? I'd go, you're a dum-dum. That's not a question you go into the post office and ask.
But yeah, I'm really, thanks for saying, I appreciate it. Yeah, I need to, sorry, I was reading.
Yeah.
I'm ganja naughty moment.
People are glad you're safe. They
happy
think you
I'm
need to
safe
chill.
too.
You're in the safe space. Deep breaths. You're with your family. It's okay. Drink more. It's good for you. It's very nice.
Yeah.
Here, I'll do aromatics.
And I just think it's funny. I had to do this like online Zoom meeting for work, which they sprung on me this morning, and it was all about respect, which I find funny because I was like, well, if we're talking about respect, first and foremost, respect my time and my schedule. Don't be like, hey, mandatory meeting at 2:00. Like, if you're not at work, clearly you're not doing anything constructive. Bent over. We slough it off.
She works in the real world. I stay at home and just play in Alice in Wonderland.
I had to learn about microaggressions.
How did that make you feel? Did it make you feel some macroaggressions?
I feel very not the opposite of that. Just like if they were in the room, I would have punched them in the face. I have no problem with being respectful. But like that was just, it was an annoying part of my day because it took me an hour and 20 minutes to get to my COVID test, which I got there at 20 after 11 because it took me forever to find parking on the street. And then I had to wait an hour outside in the cold to get my fucking test. And then it's going to take me an hour and 20 minutes to get back. So you do the math.
Time.
So, and then I had errands to run, so I couldn't just, go home and be like, oh, let's listen to what fuckface has to say about respect. I know.
Can you tell why we're together, though? Like, grumpy old man and this woman? I mean, Jesus fucking Christ.
Okay.
Would it shock you to know that we like to watch children's cooking shows and make fun of them together and drink and morning drink? That's right.
I put sparkles on my meatloaf. Sorry, I look like ass.
Still look better than I do.
Is it better now?
Okay.
Anyways, no, I hope you guys are doing well. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to come on here and bitch, but that was like my day. It took me 6 hours to just do. People make me mad.
All right, so we're gonna go back here and do
good.
some waiting.
I'm good overall. I'm good. I got through the day. I'm here. I'm alive. My truck is not hurt. No one is hurt. I didn't hurt anyone in the process.
Sometimes I wonder if she should be the one we let out of the house.
Dottie, what are you doing with that tire? I'm nothing. None of your damn business.
You get better leverage with.
Making an offer someone can't refuse.
Yeah, Matt. Send me an email with the links to stuff, and I'm happy to give you a shout out for sure, man. 100%.
But
and you're the first person who's been super friendly and nice and respectful and asked, so that sounds fun, and I like it.
Thank you for being respectful. That's the word of the day, everybody. Respect.
You scared Josh Green. Josh Green's like, that was scary, man. I know. And you all make fun of me for drinking in my house. Like, I'm just trying to survive this. Why do you think I carry a fucking knife? I got brass knuckles and weapons throughout the house because I never know which one's going to show up. We've had to switch to plastic plates. I might even need to get paper now because I think I can handle the paper cuts, but that plastic can still be sharp. Okay, no, we don't actually do that. I'm just being an asshole.
No,
I thought it was funny, though.
There's no domestic violence in this house.
Not really, just in the bedroom for fun. Anyway, we can go back to weed, everybody. I'm sorry.
No, officer, we're just role-playing. Ma'am, you're using quotations. No, I'm not.
But I am.
Sorry?
You're not wearing pants. I didn't know I had to wear pants in my vehicle.
He's wearing pants.
I bought this Cadillac so I didn't have to wear pants. The Cadillac's my pants. Didn't intend to get out of it. How about you just fuck off?
I have a barrel in the trunk that I very fully intend on wearing in public.
Nah, we don't own fuzzy cups because they aren't real.
You can get a bag of 20 for $1.
That's called fetish at an efficient price.
We don't need to go to the sex shop. We just go to the hardware
he's gonna keep
store.
going.
Okay, monkey, I love you. Sorry. Everyone, I gotta go pee, and I hope you have a wonderful time.
Talk to you later, baby.
Thanks for the therapeutic bench.
It's all good. We're here for you.
I'm here for you guys too.
Okay. Rock and roll. Welcome to our household. This is called daily life. Hey, but hey, we're honest motherfuckers, so. All right, so let's read some shit. No, these ones are green planet socks, actually. The nutrient brand. The socks I'm wearing right now. All right. Just playing catch up, everybody, and then we'll get back into it. All right. So anyway, long story short, back the show. It's been an interesting show, everyone. We've covered zombies. We've covered Well, a bit of weed anyway. Let's maybe talk more weed. I miss weed, but let's talk about future weed. So at the end of the day, I'm really excited to do the lighting track, experiment at the new lab. I'm excited to do the breeding series. Oh, that's something we should talk about too. There is the new email. So if there's ever any experiment, compare and contrast, product you'd like us to check out, or anything specific in general you'd like to see us fuck around with going forward at Lab 2 for the new media content we create for you, there is an email now that's exclusively for requests of that nature. Josh Green, do I top and how soon do I top? I do top. I never do anything by a rule of time window. It's by what I see in size development. And that'll be different. It depends on my what plant I'm growing, what I'm wanting to do that time. And I switch everything up a lot of the times. I don't grow by general rules of thumb anymore. I fuck around every time because I get bored if I don't. All right, I guess as long as you're okay by that mixture, Texas Scotch. Oh, that's very sweet, that girl. Gotta love it. That's wonderful. Greens 3 Texas, welcome. It's all good, Soul Price. All right. I don't know. Does anyone have any questions of what you're wondering about things right now? It's killing me, I won't lie to you, not have the plans going, everybody. But it's okay. It's going to be going good. That's why, hey, the good thing about the plants not going is it gives me a lot of time to like focus on launching a bunch of other stuff for our CBD line and then kicking ass and taking names and getting that done. I do miss plants though. How many times has this man said this in this damn live stream? Probably only about 7 or 8 currently would be by my count, but. Nice. How is that going with you playing around with that one, Crazy Training? What temperatures are you pressing at? No, I know, Johnny, summertime, but we only go to war when it's a good reason. That would be silly. Julio from Denver says, can you add bone meal to plants and veg? Well, you can, but I mean, you got to remember, a generalized bone meal itself is more of a long-term. Wait, what? I couldn't actually read it.
Oh, it's $0. It's covered.
By what?
Don't ask. Canada.
No, our government doesn't do that. They don't pay for your drugs.
They said it was covered.
That's really weird.
I thought so too.
First in Canadian history, because I know I don't have a pharmaceutical plan. That's fucked. Like, that's actually weird, everybody. And see, this is how honest of a YouTube. For those of you wondering what it is, due to stress, my hand has been eating itself. It's been going on for a long time. If you remember when there was Band-Aids on my hand all the time when we do the shows. Stress-based, I don't know, eczema, psoriasis, something like that. Hand eats its goddamn self. So Uncle Potsquatch finally went to a doctor after about 9 months. I'm not even fucking joking. So they gave me like a nice steroid cream so the hand will fuck off and shut up. But it shouldn't be $0 because it ain't cheap. And I don't have a drug plan. What the fuck are they giving it for free? I don't understand. Our government in Canada doesn't pay for your drugs. What the hell is that? I'm almost upset that I didn't pay for it. Like, I'm like, why is it paid for?
You're just like, that is sus.
Maybe the pharmacist is a fan of Potsquatch. I was wearing the shirt when I went in to check and try to pick it up yesterday. Maybe they felt so bad it wasn't ready that they just gave it to Uncle Potsquatch for free. I mean, that's okay. The government being nice to me freaks me out. I don't know what's going on there. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing that you buying nice? Sorry, everybody. Just a personal part of my world. All right, let's do some reading here. I've never played with Dr. Earth Organic Amendments myself, Matt Hartman. Crazy Train says, been playing around 109 to 230, like the lower temps. Sorry, I speak Celsius when it comes to rosin, and I'll do my best to convert that. Maybe if I pull it up on this phone, I can find that out. Get myself a little conversion chart, and I can give you my 2 cents on it. Oop. Oh, fuck it. I did the pattern wrong twice, so fuck it. Loving the green planet still. I'm growing ILGM Skywalker and Granddaddy in 5-gallon pots. Beautiful outdoors and perlite and vermiculite. All right, like a straight 50-50. Oh, shit. And my plants are like 6-7 feet tall. That's awesome. Interesting approach. Straight 50-50 perlite vermiculite. Hey, I mean, as long as they're happy, I say go for it. And if it's working for you, Nathan, nothing wrong with that. What does that mean, Johnny Thumb of Time? I don't understand what no loyalty in the Potsquatch hot shots, so they broke up already. What does that even mean? I don't even understand. But it's not here, Nicole. That's the thing, right? Like, everyone thinks we got, like, straight up socialized medicine. We're like, yeah, we got socialized doctor appointments. Like, all right, so guess what? We can do this surgery for free and this or that. But all the drugs you're going to need, that's going to cost you like 10 grand. That still happens in Canada. We never figured out how to bring in the pharmaceutical world into that one. That's what's freaking me out about that. What's happening, man? All right. I know 0 degrees Celsius equals 32 Fahrenheit. All right. And 100 degrees Celsius is 212 Fahrenheit. Other than that, I'm lost. Well, and I know it's roughly, I believe, at times in a lot of the main scale, like it can be like 2 to 2.2. But again, it's like a weird swinging scale. And I just need a conversion chart. I should probably always have a conversion chart for the shows printed out just to make it easier to talk to those who speak Fahrenheit. I'm not completely stupid. I could switch back and forth with a child. I apologize, everyone, if it's been a bit of a weird show today. But we had it nonetheless. I've had fun. And I apologize if we haven't necessarily been as weedy as usual. But I've had fun, and it's been good to see all of you. And don't worry, Lab Tour will exist again soon. And behind the scenes, in between the laboratories, we're fucking swinging our dick around pretty good internationally and trying to get some good shit happening for the company. So I gotta do something, right? So, and we got that happening. You know what I'm saying? Do I use shatters? No, I'm against shatters personally. I don't like solvent-based, like things like shatters using a petrol or something. I make rosins. That's why I have a rosin press. So if I were to do an extract, I'll make rosins. It's the squished out natural essence of the weed today. Mike Sparks is like, well, every show's a weird show, but I like weird. Me too. If I didn't, I probably would have already shot myself in the head. I know it's a dark joke, but it's funny. Don't look at me like that. Full melt hash. All right, yeah. So I'll just make some bubble then, and keep your top screen. We made a lot of bubble hash early on the channel. One of the problems is now is like anytime we make an extract, it seems on YouTube they get mad at us and they yell at me. They're like, "What are you doing? You're making an illicit hard drug." I'm like, "No, I'm really not. I'm just like putting some plants in like a bag with some ice and then fucking it up and pulling out the bags with screens and this ice and a plant, not drugs, really. You know what I mean? Right? But YouTube's like, no, you bad evil person, right?" So I am nervous about making hash videos and rosin videos right now in terms of YouTube in general. Just given previous histories of recently them getting mad at us about shit. No Irish Wanderer, true rosin is vastly superior every day. Don't be silly. Well, my friend, I know it's a shorter show, but I do believe I have done the show that I have in me to do today. But I will say thank you everyone for tuning in to Dude in a Dining Room. That's right, we're coming to you from the dining room today. Thank you for putting up with the barking dogs. And I love seeing each and every one of you. And don't worry, we're working hard to get everything taken care of, so we'll be back to normal. Just know, we will be back. And we will be going harder and faster and stronger than we ever have before. And we're going to make it a beautiful, wonderful show. I'm even learning how the internet works better. Yes, I'm going to try to be my version of fancy. We'll end up finding out what the fuck that means when you see Lab 2 go live. But I'm reading. But anyway, everybody, thank you for still being a part of this. And like I said, it's not a fun time. I get it, and I feel the same way. But soon, very soon, we're going to have Lab 2 going. It's going to be great. Inside grows Site 420 Joe Blocks. Well, I'll tell you, there's a lot of different sounds that will come out of my voice. But at the end of the day, my friends, thank you everyone for tuning in. And on the good news, we're launching 3 new products at once for the CBD line. Because why the fuck not? That's right, we're going to do gummies, gel tabs, and beard oil. All at the same damn time. And it's going to be wonderful. I've been talking to Stefan about the beard oil label. It's going to be sexy. We've got some ideas. Anyway, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Keep it real, keep it true. And remember, the true grower is the forever student. The true grower is not afraid to take risks. The true grower makes educated, stupid decisions. The true grower, I'm just being silly, loves themselves and loves those around them. We learn more from our mistakes than we do from our successes. Don't beat yourself up too hard and have fun. Remember, it's basically fucking adults, arts and crafts, and it's a good time. All right, everybody. I love you. Keep it real. See you next time. Much love. See you around the flip-flop band, you know what I'm saying? Bye.